This is a service of the Stellenbosch United Church. Please visit our website at www.unitedchurchstellenbosch.co.za for more information. You are free to contact us if you are able to offer help during the present crisis or if you are in need.
When it was evening, he was reclining at table with the 12 disciples. And as they were eating, he said solemnly, "I say to one of you who will betray me." They were exceedingly pained and distressed and deeply hurt and sorrowful, and began to say to him, one after another, "Surely it cannot be I, the Lord, can it?" He replied who said, "He who has just dipped his hand in the same dish with me shall betray me. The Son of the Man is going just as it is written of him. But who to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed? It would have been better, more prophets, able and wholesome, for the man if he had never been born." Judas the betrayer said, "Surely it is not I, is it, Master?" He said to him, "You have started the fact."
Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he told his disciples, "Sit down here while I go over yonder and pray." And taking with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, he began to show grief and distress of mind, and was deeply depressed. Then he said to them, "My soul is very sad and deeply grieved, so that I am almost dying of sorrow. Stay here and keep awake and keep watching with me." And going a little farther, he threw himself upon the ground on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass away from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but as you will and desire." And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "What? Are you utterly unable to stay awake and keep watch with me for 1 hour? Or all of you must keep awake. Give strict attention, be cautious and active, and watch and pray, that you may not come into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again, a second time, he went away, prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass by unless I drink it, your be done." And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were weighed down with sleep. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the 3rd time, using the same words. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? Behold, the hour, it is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of especially wicked sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." As he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, came up, and with him a great crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priest and elders of people. Now the betrayer had given them a sign of saying, "The one I shall kiss is the man, seize him." And he came up to Jesus once and said, "Hail, greetings, good health to you, long life to you, Master." And he embraced him and kissed him with warmth and devotion. Jesus said to him, "Friend, for what are you here?" Then he came and laid his hands on Jesus and arrested him.
Now Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard. One maid came up to him and said, "You were also with Jesus in Galilee." But he denied it falsely before them all, saying, "I do not know what you mean." And when he had gone out the porch, another maid saw him, and she said to the bystanders, "This fellow was with Jesus in Nazareth." And again he denied it, disowned him with oaths, saying, "I do not know the man." After a little while, the bystanders came up and said to Peter, "You certainly are not one of them too, for even your extant betrayers, you Then Peter began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear, "I do not even know the man." And at that moment a rooster crowed, and Peter remembered Jesus' words when he had said before, "A single rooster crows, and you will deny and disown me 3 times." And he went outside and wept bitterly.
A frame so beautifully formed, brought to life by God's own breath, crafted from the planet's dust, God's own image carved in flesh. But not one righteous man remains, perfection lost and beauty stained, far from the safety of God's side, innocence traded for a lie. Oh, my shame, all I failed to be, nailed upon a cross and left at Calvary. A world of fabulous design, yet scarred with misery and pain. But underneath this brokenness, I'll make a signature remains, and only your redeeming love can pay the debt we can't afford. Salvation worked by your own hand, your broken workmanship restored. Nailed upon a cross and left at Calvary.
Meanwhile, Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "Yes, it is as you say," Jesus replied. When he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave no answer. Then Pilate asked him, "Don't you hear the testimony they are bringing against you?" But Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great amazement of the governor.
After they had mocked him, they took off the robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him away to crucify him. As they were going out, they met a man from Cyrene named Simon, and they forced him to carry the cross. They came to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. There they offered Jesus wine to drink, mixed with gall, but after tasting it, he refused to drink it. When they had crucified him, they divided up his clothes by casting lots. And sitting down, they kept watch over him there. Above his head, they placed the written charge against him: "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "You who are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself. Come down from the cross if you're the Son of God." In the same way, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders mocked him. "He saved others," they said, "but he can't save himself. He's the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God rescue him now if he wants him, for he said, 'I am the Son of God.'"
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you deliver will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you know? The dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? And the sleeping child you're holding is the great
The death of Jesus. From noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness came over all the land. About 3 in the afternoon, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of those standing there heard this, they said, He's calling Elijah. Immediately, one of them ran and got a sponge. He filled it with wine vinegar, put it on a staff, and offered it to Jesus to drink. The rest said, Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to save him. And when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. At that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, the rocks split, and the tombs broke open. The bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared to many people. When the centurion and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and all that had happened, they were terrified and exclaimed, "Surely he was the Son of God."
As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Pilate ordered that it be given to him. Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. He rolled a big stone in front of the entrance to the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there opposite the tomb. The next day, the one after Preparation Day, the chief priests and the Pharisees went to Pilate. "Sir," they said, "we remember that while he was still alive, that deceiver said, 'After 3 days I will rise again.' So give the order for the tomb to be made secure until the 3rd day. Otherwise his disciples may come and steal the body and tell the people that he has been raised from the dead. This last deception will be worse than the first." "Take a guard," Pilate answered. "Go, make the tomb as secure as you know how." So they went and made the tomb secure by putting a seal on the stone and posting the guard.